For each marker, we have the cluster starting from the top, which is the lowest expression, and the bottom, which is the highest expression for that target marker in each cluster. So for CD8, we have 3 clustered populations, 0, 7, and 9, that have the highest expression of CD8 positivity. And our heat map can be read by looking at each of these antigens and seeing that if it has lots of bright yellow lines, then we know there is a high frequency of high expression. In the case of IDO1, we have a lot of black lines and a few yellow lines, which means that only a few cells have very high expression of IDO1 inside of cluster 0. We have the other 2 populations, population 7, which has a lower intensity of CD8 expression, but approximately the same frequency, and population 9, which also has lower intensity of CD8 expression. And the ridge plot really helps us see the differences in intensity between these different clusters. So these tools together are very useful for identifying phenotypes inside of the tissue. We can also leverage the UMAP to see what these phenotypes might be. So if we can't determine from the heat map and the ridge plot alone what these phenotypes are, then we can look to the UMAP to see our different populations. And so in this case, we have CD4 expressed in this left-hand side of the UMAP. And so we would expect clusters 3 and 4 to be CD4 populations. Now inside of CODEX MAV, we have the ability to see another heat map, which tells us a lot of the same things that the Seurat heat map told us, but in a little bit different way, where we have a dendrogram on the left-hand side, and then the intensity of the target marker for each cluster displayed here, where bright red is high intensity and white is low intensity.